Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. As you can see about the title, today we're going to be talking a bit about next-gen consoles. So let's get into this, okay? So we all know what time it is. It's the ever-so-amazing time that comes around every so couple of years involving gaming. The times of false promises and hype. The times of hardware bragging and 7 to 12-year-olds talking about which console is best. But I'm here to tell you why you should not be hyped, but concerned. And in a few key details, I'll let you guys know my key points and the mindset that I have about this and why I feel like you should at least consider what I am going to tell you in the video. So starting with Sony. We know Sony's been irking people in this console generation like since I guess PS4 came out, to be honest. From the change to PS Plus forcing us to play for online content, which is a core feature of the game, I might add, to PS Now, or as I like to call it, BS Now, which we get to stream older games, yay, for a fee, of course, because you know who, I mean, it's not like we want it, we could just stream it for a fee. Another bill, awesome. But where Sony, in my eyes, is really messing up is with the lack of reasons to pay for your online services, in my eyes. I mean, a prime example of what's to come, it's a prime example of what's to come in, you know, the next-gen consoles. Because, after all, they just stated, I don't remember who it was, but it's either Sony or Microsoft, or I think both, that mentioned that the next-gen consoles, you know, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Scarlet, these are going to be the last consoles, like the last consoles before they just start full-on streaming games. And I'm going to touch that in and of itself, so don't you guys worry. But once again, like I said, with Sony, there's no reason I should be paying. I mean, on top of having terrible, and I mean terrible terms of service, you know, banning us for things like game sharing and simple names, like names that they don't agree with, that they don't really specify with, and choosing not to ban players actually screwing up your game. I mean, players who have literally been around for like PlayStation 3 days and still have their entire accounts accessible and available to them, even though they've been exposed dozens of times on social media. You're not banning these guys, but you're banning names and us for game sharing. Bravo. Now, don't get it twisted, guys. I'm going to touch on Xbox right now, because it sure as heck isn't any better. Because, once again, taking core features out of the game is completely inaccessible. Is completely unacceptable. As, let's be real, guys, I am paying full price, $60 in America, for a game, right? I'm paying full price. However, if I am not able to access a core feature in the game, in my eyes, I didn't pay for the full game. I just paid for half of it because I chose not to pay another fee, which is your little service fee. Oh my gosh. And if I don't pay my little bill, well then screw it. No internet for me. Screw if that's a core feature of the game. I just don't get to play. Alright? Heck, Xbox has come out and said that Scarlet is planned to be hooked to the internet 24/7. Meaning, I think they stated, if I believe, that there is going to be a feature where just to log in, not to games, guys, just to log in to your profile, you need to be connected to the internet. Which, like I said, woo freaking who, because everyone has amazing internet, and nothing happens with the internet. And golly, I know I sure as heck would love to not be able to access my games without being able to have internet. That sounds awesome. I mean, who needs the games? It's not like I paid money for them. It's not like I actually want to interact with them. Who needs it, right? I could always just look at my console. I mean, that's what I bought it for, in all honesty. I totally didn't, buy it to actually play the games. And upon mentioning this, guys, let's get down to the grand poobah, so to speak. So Google just, revealed their little Stadia, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, I'd say it's the absolute worst one of all right now. This is a glimpse into the future with next gen, and I guess the gen after next gen, since they said that these are probably going to be the last consoles. Because let's be real, guys. I genuinely want someone to tell me why streaming games is good. For one, you're losing the ability to own, keyword own, your games. Two, it binds your ability to even access the games to your internet. And once again, many people do not have great internet connection. And also, it is going to impact your game's experience based on your internet connection. Meaning, if you have laggy internet and you're streaming a game, you better believe you're going to deal with a ton of delay. You're going to be slipping and sliding all over the screen, and it is not going to be a fun time. And once again, not many people have amazing internet. And three, which is a similar point to, one, you're paying for something you likely won't even be able to own nor enjoy thanks to the high internet demand. This is going to affect people who have amazing internet, guys. And even then, I don't care if I had a gigabyte per second or something, right? There's no way that I would support this decision, as I'm not owning the games. What if I just chose not to pay my bill? Right? I literally lose access to everything that I have on my Stadia, essentially, because they did say that you're still going to have to buy games, which is stupid. Like, you buy, I guess, the permission, so to speak, to stream it, but once again, you don't own it, so it's like, what are you really buying? Permission to pay? Pay to play? You know what I mean? Like, and that's basically going to be each time, because you can say, oh, but isn't that how it is, TCD, with normal games? You pay to play them in general? Well, no, you pay, then you own the bloody game. But in this case, it's you pay, then you pay Google, and even though you paid what you thought was for the game, you don't own the game, so if you did not pay that fee, well, screw you. It's just like what Sony's doing in my last video that I said. But worse, you won't own crap. Guys, you should not be falling for all of this hardware hype, all of this master race and blah, 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 blah. You guys we need to focus on how are we going to get screwed over. Because games have went from creating a fantastic experience for consumers to let's F them over and get every dime we can and just keep shoving the 5-incher up there because they're too busy worried about master race and yelling at each other on Reddit about something OP in a video game instead of actually looking at us. Let's look at the publishers of the games like EA and stuff. Let's shout at them. And we're doing our part, but then let's completely ignore Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo and soon to be Google. And this is why this kind of stuff won't change, because that's what we're doing. We're wasting our time yelling at each other and continuing to divide each other. It's ridiculous. And like, heck, like with games as a service, guys, like once again, I genuinely want to know. I genuinely want to know. With streaming being something that's ever so prevalent now, and a lot of people say, well, I do stream my, like, I guess stuff like Netflix and, you know, their TV shows and stuff. Like, do you honestly expect your internet to be good enough to handle incredibly high resolution games and, you know, at least 60 frames a second or maybe 30. You think your streaming's that good? I'm posting a poll right now. I want you guys to tell me. Do you think your poll's that good? Not your poll. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Do you think your internet is that good? Just vote in the poll and tell me yes or no. And fine, I just want to collect some data. But anyway, guys, that's going to bring this video to a close. Once again, I hope that you got something out of this. I really hope that this has at least given you a bit of information and opened up your eyes a bit, because let's be real, we like to look at what Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, whoever, whatever. We like to look at what these companies are telling us, and we like to get our little hype on and ride that hype train, chugga chugga chew. But we tend to forget to read in between the lines, and this is something I do not see people talking about, so I talked about it. As always, I just want to let you guys know that if you are interested in subscribing, please hit subscribe and the notification bell, as that is the only way that you will receive videos in your subscription feed, thanks to YouTube's broken platform. Also, I just want to let you guys know that there is an Amino link below. I know not a lot of people have Amino, but hey, give it a shot. It's just pretty simple social media app. As always, rate the video what you think it deserves. Tell me what you want to see in the future in the comments below, and I will see all of you in the next one. Take care.